Cosmic, find me out in space. Find me out in space. Where you at? Cosmic, find me out in space.
Oh, wait, Neo, how's
Find me out in space.
Cosmic, this stays rocking. Who are you and where you from?
Yo, welcome everybody to the first ever and maybe last episode ever of Conspiracy Chat with your host LTC. That's me. Today marks the drop of my new tape called 2020 The Space Pack. It's 4 brand new songs about space and aliens and all kinds of weird stuff. So in that spirit, I think it'd be cool to chat about some conspiracy theories. In particular, ones that are proven to be true, because we never really think about the ones that actually come true, let alone sometimes we don't even think about conspiracy theories at all. And I think it's a cool subject. So yeah, I actually have a guest here that a lot of people may already know. He posts a lot on social media, like his antics and stuff like that. Please welcome Mr. Cory Corrigan.
Woo! What's up, everybody? How's it going? I've been on a bit of a hiatus. I didn't want y'all to get sick of me, so...
Now, Cory, my label wanted you to chat with me about conspiracies, so I'm guessing you've had some experience with them personally?
Yeah, okay, so I've had conspirators all my life, and they come and go, Okay, so here's one. You know those off-brand Tide Pods they sell at IGA? Well, one time, I had some of those stocked up in the cabinet under the sink I use for my wash. Well, it seemed every week someone would go missing. There'd be a few left out of the bag or something like that. And it was just enough I could barely tell, but they were gone. So I whispered to myself, this is a conspiracy. So I start staying up a little later than usual, keeping my eye on the cupboard. More often than not, I tell you, but my nephew Danny has been staying over at my place while his mother and father figure out their junk. He likes to come out and hang out in there. He's about 13. So get this. I walk in after doing a load of wash last Sabbath, and he's in there munching on a Tide Pod. Right there for God, Jesus, and all of his angels to see. So that kind of shook me a little bit. So that's probably the most recent conspiracy that I've probably dealt with. But I have a whole lot more. Once we get to talking, I'll open up a little bit more. I've had some weird, spunky things happen in my life that I don't really like to talk about unless I feel like I need to connect with you or something.
All right. Yeah, I completely understand. That's fine. So I've got a few conspiracies here that I want to talk about. And let's start off with a common one that a lot of people know about. It's not proven to be true, but there's a lot of people that suspect it, I guess, that Disney is frozen Walt Disney, their founder's body. They've cryogenically frozen his body. Now, I don't personally believe this, but looking at some of the evidence, it's kind of... I'm sorry?
I don't really like to talk about Walt Disney because his films, they kind of horrify me in a way that I just have a hard time recovering from. I don't really watch cartoons. I usually just watch late night live action TV dramas. So could we just keep the talk of Walt Disney to a minimum, please? I just ask that you respectfully stay off the topic, please.
Yeah, absolutely. Sure.
Oh yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah, continue, Mr. Rapperman.
All right. So let me see what else I got here. I got a few others.
Well, don't burn your midnight oil over them. Just pick one. Come on.
All right. Here's one. Okay, so there's this famous conspiracy that the man who killed JFK, Lee Harvey Oswald, he was hired by the CIA because of the president's conflicting interests with the intelligence organization. Yeah, this is something I actually kind of believe in. It's just, I feel like there's too much evidence that there was something tricky going on. I don't have a lot of in front of me, but over the years I've watched a lot of documentaries and stuff on that. On the History Channel and stuff like that. And I think it's pretty plausible just from what I've seen. What do you think, Cory?
Now, is that name JFK, is that in airports or something? It's something in my mind. I know that name. It's in acronyms or something. I remember his name. I swear he has that white mustache. And he's was he like the king of seasoning or something like that? Was it not the chicken man, right? Or am I treading waters here?
you're thinking of, I think you're thinking of KFC. Is that? Yeah, that's Colonel Sanders. He
was the one who was shot in Dallas, wasn't he? In the convertible, right? 2 shots.
No. Okay. Let's just talk about something else. What? Well, hold up. What you got there? Well,
it's just my granola.
all right, just. Oh.
It's
okay.
just.
Yeah, just.
I'm
try
a little
not
hungry.
To,
I like.
get some of that on the equipment. All right. Yeah.
I won't.
You're fine. You're fine.
Okay.
Let's move on.
I'm just like to have me a little bit granola because my blood sugars get low and I get a little woozy here. I don't want to collapse all over your analogist equipment here.
Yeah,
all
you're
right?
fine. You're fine. This is just a very interesting encounter. Okay. All right. So let's talk about something that is definitely not real. Flat Earth. Okay. A whole lot of people out there think that science and everything is completely wrong and that we've been living on a disc surrounded by an ice wall all the way 360 degrees around us, and we're just floating through space on a disc. And it's crazy that a lot of people in the age of the internet actually believe this. And I'm sure that, you know, anybody can reason with certain facts that they come up with, if we can even call them facts, and they can, you know, anybody can believe anything if they put their mind to it. You know, but what do you think about that, Corey? You think that you genuinely think that maybe we live on a disc?
See, here's what I think. Okay, I try not to read all these little science journals that they put out every so often. You know, they're all, every time you open up Google, there's a new scientific discovery, new science this, science that. I just, you know what? When I walk around outside and they say we're on a sphere, I got very, very wobbly knees. I've got cankles. I've had the gout once or twice. Makes me a bit uneven.
Really? And
you don't see me toppling over on this so-called sphere all the time. You don't see me tipping over this way and that. I find it hard to believe. I'm not what they call a flat earther because I just think it might be another shape. Not really a disc, but something else maybe. Just not a sphere because I'm not toppling over every 20 minutes. I can stand up straight when I'm doing my prayers in the pews. I tell you that.
Yeah. I mean, I guess you got a point, but there's scientific evidence that there's a curvature to the Earth, that it's not a disc or even something that resembles another shape. And space is so large. I just don't think that you'd fall over even if it was a sphere, Corey. I'm not.
Well,
I don't really see the science in what you're saying here.
Now listen here, you're sounding like those little science journals that I'm trying to avoid. All right, I don't want to know. All right, it's just not something I'm interested in. All right, I'm fine. I'm stable. And you know what? I don't like it when people come to me with facts. Sometimes, bub. Sometimes I just want to enjoy my little world that I'm in. All right, I'm just gonna enjoy this granola right now.
All right. Okay, fine. And one more thing. Please refrain from kicking me under the table. That's the only time I'm going to say it. Okay, so let's talk about one more big, broad topic that I'm sure that you can give us some input into. Aliens. There's been hundreds, thousands, and millions of sightings of these aliens. These flying saucers, UFOs, all throughout time. Even back to hieroglyphics in Egypt, there's been drawings and inscriptions, and I'm a believer. I see this stuff and I'm like, we can't all be wrong. You know, there's got to be something. Space is so expansive, and I don't buy that we're the only ones out there. And if we're not, that's cool. But I'm all in on this idea. And I've never had anything happen to me in my life that I would consider paranormal or like something where I was like, okay, that's a UFO. And so Corey, is there anything that's happened in your life where you thought maybe it was an extraterrestrial or something like that?
Okay, listen,
Yeah.
I'm gonna be real with you, rapper man.
Okay.
I'm about to tell you something that I don't think I've ever told anybody, and this is an exclusive. Okay,
All right.
I only want to talk about it once because it's kind of scarring, but
That's fine.
I have had a run-in with a UFO. Okay, so
Okay.
I was driving late at night near my bungalow, and I'm driving, and I start to see these lights out in the distance.
Yeah.
These lights, and they're about road level, and I see them, and I was like, ain't nobody comes down this road very often. Who could this be?
Okay.
I see them, and I see that it's actually one light instead of two.
Wow.
And usually, like, you know, headlights, there's usually two of them on the front of an automobile wagon. I don't know if you knew that, but this was different. There was one. And this thing is making a loud noise. It's kind of like an engine, but it kind of sounds kind of different, kind of louder. And it's coming right at me on the road.
Wow.
And I'm starting to get a little antsy. I'm hitting the gear shift, pumping up and down, like, woo, woo. My car's like bouncing because I'm freaking out so much. And it's coming right at me. It's coming right at me. And I slow down a little because I'm like, oh, maybe I can get out of the way of this thing. It's flying. It's got to have some supernatural jet engines on that sucker. It's coming. And right as it's about to get to me, I see that it's got a little humanoid on it.
Wow.
And he's covered in all black. And he's got this big bulbous head.
All right.
And it's got like light reflectors all over him. And he just shoots past me down the road. And I've never seen anything like it. It was too dark to see the machinery, but wow. Yeah, that was something that really shook me. I had to pull over to the side of the road and take a few tums, if you know what I mean. But yeah, it was it's something I don't really like to remember, but yeah, it happened to me.
All right. Yeah. Okay. Wow. Yeah, that was... Jeez, that is scary. Okay. All right. Well, I think that's all the time we have. Thank you so much, Cory, for coming in and talking to me about conspiracies and telling us a little bit about your experiences.
Yeah, that's fine. Shake my hand, buddy.
Yeah. Awesome.
All right.
Yeah.
See ya.
Thank you for coming in. Okay, that's the very first episode of Conspiracy Chat with me, LTC. You know, go check out my new tape, 2020 A Space Pack, out on all streaming services. All right. Till next time, y'all.
You just hand it by the handfuls till we make the rolling Star Lord. I never get bored. What you tryna hate for? Hip hop, the new sport. Man, I'm going Star Lord. I never get bored. What you tryna hate for? Hip hop, the new sport. Man, I'm going.